Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to our World of Darkness in another episode of Level by Level Amalgams. This is the playlist where we do the advanced uses of disciplines. And since we are currently in the middle of doing Fortitude for the standard Fortitude level by level, we are going to take a look at Enduring Beasts, which is an Animalism level 1 amalgam. This level is very interesting. It is something that you didn't that I really didn't think of most of the time, but it also does involve familias. So we're going to get into the whole bond familias thing when it comes to enduring beasts. What the book says is the user shares a small portion of their unnatural toughness with the animals they influence. Teeming swarms and great beasts alike exhibit a resistance to fleeting injuries almost equal to the vampire themselves. So you can actually use this on individual animals such as a dog, a wolf, cats, pretty much anything that you've got used as an animal ghoul, a rat. But you can also use this on mass groups, such as the ability that some of the Nosferatu and other vampires exhibit, being able to ghoul swarms of mosquitoes, roaches, and things like that. The cost is free for your familias. You do not have to do anything else. They're already drinking your blood if they are your they're fabulous. One rouse check for other animals. So if you are doing this with something that's not your familias, they're not getting enough of your blood to actually need, they're not actually getting enough of your blood to actually have it already affecting them. The dice pools for this are stamina plus animalism for non-familius animals. So it actually does get into a little bit more detail on this one. It's a little bit more complicated, but the system states the vampire can choose to extend some of their fortitude powers to animals affected by their animalism. Any animal thus imbued gains additional health levels equal to the fortitude dots of the vampire. Using this power on a familius is free and automatic. So if you have this power, and you have, and I like to jump to the extremes, if you have 5 levels of fortitude, you are now given your famulus an extra 5 health levels, just off the bat. That's kind of crazy when you think about how small some familias might be. Now, the idea of doing this for other animals does cost a little bit more. To imbue other animals besides their famulus, the user must make a rouse check and roll a test of stamina plus animalism of a difficulty of 3. The user can fortify one animal per point of margin. When the effect ends, remove unmarked health first. This may result in an animal expiring. So you can actually push them past their normal limits until the ability to use this power is over. And just to point that out, I do want to say that the duration is 1 scene. So you might actually have animals that will fight themselves to death and not know it until the scene's over, which seems both dramatic and cinematic, and I love the fact that you can do that. Imagine a gangrel coming in with like an army of wolves, and they just rack everything. They destroy all the SPCs or whatever, and they wreck everything. Everything's over. The fight's done, and as soon as it's done, the animals collapse because they died an hour ago. That's freaking insane. The idea that the vampire's blood is the only thing keeping them alive at that point. But this is something that I think could end up being such a remarkable power, being able to extend the health of a lesser creature in this fashion. This reminds me very much of Draught of Endurance, but I do want to point out that this is a level 2 power. This is something that you are going to give them that works slightly different from Draught. In fact, there's nothing here that really says that you can't do both. I'm going to give my famulus My Famulus already has this, so you have an automatic 5 levels of Fortitude. Cool, good for you. Next, I'm going to go ahead and give you a Draught of Endurance, which is also going to give you specific individual levels that your power could do. Now, I do want to point out that Draught of Endurance, where it does say that you've given them your levels of Fortitude that you possessed, they are not going to be able to take in Enduring Beast. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to be able to feed something your blood and then have them feed their blood to something else to extend the power even further. That's just not going to happen because this is an amalgam, and amalgams cannot be transferred through draughts, as it states in Draught of Elegance. So, I am Voivode Maquette, and I eagerly await hearing anybody who's used Enduring Beasts in their game. This is just a lot of fun, and I'd like to hear some stories. Class dismissed.